Okay, good morning everyone. So I'm going for a little run down to Greenwich. So I woke up this morning and I wanted to do it. And I'm going to go and do some handstand training whilst I'm down there. Now, I really love running. I love running because it takes me from one place to another. I was talking to my barber, Steve, the other day, who works at Strong Arm Steady in Greenwich, in case you were interested. And he runs a lot, and he was asking me what kind of times I run, what kind of distances I run. And I said, I don't know. I do a lot of running, but I don't know how far I go. And I don't know how long it takes me. I just like going from one place to the other. And so today, I'm going to go down to Greenwich. I'm going to do some handstand training, because I also love doing handstands. And I'm going to take you along with me. I might show you some bits of my run along the way. And I'm definitely going to show you lots of my handstand training. There's a lot of people running along today. I've just taken a little pause to set up to show you this pub actually, because it's really cool. And I was setting up my camera and like 4 or 5 people ran past me and I was like, oh, I've stopped. Maybe I'm not running very well. But I don't mind stopping because I wanted to show you this. So it's just like got all this sort of seating area outside and all this loveliness. And over Christmas time, they had all these decorations up and it looked really fantastic. And there's always loads and loads of people here. It just looks good. Lovely pub. Right, I've carried on running now, so I'm not going to show you all of it, but I'm quite excited to be showing you this because I run this route a lot and I think it's really pretty. So this is maybe, let me see how, it's going to be a super wobbly camera, but I'm on this kind of like nice back road in kind of Deptford, Greenwich turnover kind of area. I'm going to just show you some of the prettiness around here. My run is turning into a guided tour, so usually I go that way. There's this nice park here, but today we're going to go into the alley. I was kind of aware of this bit before, but my girlfriend brought me up here because she used to really like coming up to this part specifically and just sitting when she used to live in Deptford, which was a while before we met. And there's this really beautiful spot where you can kind of come to here and go down onto the beach. In the old switcheroo, so I'm not actually going to go down onto the beach because it looks a bit gross, to be honest. Quite sticky, but it's really beautiful here. It feels kind of magical. Nice little nook, a bit under there for who knows what. But then just up over here, it's like the River Thames and Greenwich. I have no idea how that picture looks because I was doing it with the front-facing camera, so let's go see. The big stylish reveal. Whom! Beautiful. We're doing a kind of naff zoom in, but that's the Old Naval College at Greenwich, which is where we're going. That's where we're going to go and do the handstands. Pretty picturesque, I reckon. Oh, I'm not completely... There we go. Gorgeous, innit? Oh look, Canary Wharf. So that's, you know, a significant place in London where they make lots of mahogany and have nice big buildings. Also something very cool here, which is that in that building just behind me, that's a conservatory, and not like a musical conservatory, or would they call it a conservatory? A conservation of fine art is what they're calling it themselves, but it's a place where old dirty paintings go to get sort of like done up again so that they look really nice. And I actually did history of art while I was at university, and there was a course called HAMS, which is History of Art with Material Studies, and you can go and study it at UCL if you really want to. They're not endorsing me to make this video. Where you do a 3-year degree where you study history of art, but also the material science behind how to preserve paintings, how to conserve things, conserve as in to keep things going. And I did one of the courses because I was really interested in that, because I was interested in what makes the material object, like what is it of in the material object that makes it the artwork. I was really into that all at that period of time. And especially when things sort of get damaged or changed, or particularly when someone who isn't the original artist does something to a painting or a piece of artwork, like a piece of vandalism. Like, what does that mean? What's happened to it? And it's interesting because I think that with the artwork, with the art objects, it's almost like having a body. And our bodies change and evolve as we live our lives. And sometimes things happen to our bodies which we don't want to happen. Like we might get injured and we might have a scar, things happen to our beings, to our psyches, which we perhaps didn't want to happen. But it's kind of there, and it's kind of in the body. And there is this beautiful Japanese idea of kintsugi, which means golden joinery, which means where they would put vases which had broken back together with this golden, I don't know, gum or whatever, and make beauty out of the things which are broken. And I think that that's really a really lovely idea. And I liked the idea that an art object, once you'd created it, went out into the world and kind of had its own journey, had its own existence, and that things might happen to it and other people might interact with it, you know? And there's a scariness in that because, you know, as a person who's created art, you care for this thing, and to send it off into the world and think that sort of anything could happen to it, potentially sort of like not pleasant things could happen to it, is quite there's fear there, you know. There's a feeling that you perhaps want to have it so that it didn't go through that experience, but then that's sort of all a part of the living. Anyway, there's a runner. Lots of runners today. But anyway, so that place is all about conservation. And I quite like the train of thought I was going along there, but I've sort of lost it. And we're supposed to be running, so I'm going to carry on running for now. But yes, art, loveliness. All right, so we've run a little bit further down the riverside, and it is windy. So I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to hear this. So let's just check that. Okay, I checked it, it's fine. This little microphone is bloody brilliant. It picks up everything. Even with the wind going away, it's really good. Anyway, so I've made my way a little bit further down the river. See Canary Wharf again. And actually you can kind of see the gherkin, or I could see it. Maybe you could see it. But anyway, I wanted to just show you this part. We've got a bit closer to Greenwich, and there's this really nice shop I wanted to show you. So we're on the corner of this little like walk-through bit, and there's this Buddhist centre. And at the bottom is a shop where you can buy loads of really nice stuff. So what does it say? Buddhist Association. Beautiful place. And they run stuff upstairs, but downstairs there's all this stuff, really nice bits and bobs. I'm sure they, you know, but it looks really nice and it's gorgeous. So if you are ever around here, I'd really recommend going in and having a look. So it's got a really nice feel in there as well. They've got all the incense burning, it smells good, and it just feels nice and calm. I've never actually been to one of their things, although I wanted to go to one. But yes, I thought it'd be nice to show you. Okay, I have made it to exactly where I wanted to be, which, if you think about it, is pretty remarkable. So I'm at the Old Naval College in Greenwich. Greenwich Mean Time. I wonder if that means I'm right on time. It feels like one of those days. I feel like I'm sort of in my flow today. So I suppose I'm right on time. Literally. I'm on time. I'm on one of the meridian lines. Did that run through here? I mean, I'm probably wrong about that, but I like the idea. So yeah, I am on time in every sense of the word. So I've got about an hour before I'm going to go and meet Jessica. She's doing her handstands, although I'm going to have to leave here before then. She's not doing handstands, I'm doing handstands. I'm going to go and find a place to do some handstands, potentially right here by this wrapped up statue, but it is a bit windy. So I might find somewhere a little bit more covered and a bit more flat. It's quite windy today and a little bit nippy. And yet it's brilliantly sunny. So me, being a ginger person, has to wear sun cream, which I abhor completely. It's one of the things I do like about the winter, although actually I enjoy all times of the year. But I do like that I don't have to put on sun cream in the winter, although I think I'm probably supposed to. But I don't. But I have this morning, so I'm a little bit sort of sticky feeling from my run, a little bit sweaty, sun creamy. But it's okay. I won't get sunburned, which I hate even more than putting on sun cream. So it's one of those trade-off situations, isn't it? I found the absolute perfect spot. So I'm just up from the river, and that's Greenwich Park. And just about here, it goes really nice and flat. So if you are a handstander and you're going to come do handstands here, I'd recommend this spot. So let's get going. Okay, so the keener-eyed observers of you will see that I'm quite new to YouTube. And I'm also quite new to this piece of equipment that I'm using. And I'm new to this spot, and I'm new to this handstand training session today. So there's a lot of tests being carried out in this particular moment. So I'm seeing how my handstand's actually feeling today. Balance is feeling good. I'm also showing off a little bit because look at me, I can talk while I'm in a handstand. It must be pretty good, right? Whoop. And over the top. Okay, so ground feels good. Let's see what it's like. Let's see what it sounds like. Can you hear me when I'm talking? Okay, cool. Adjustments feel good, so I'm going to start actually training now. Yeah, let's go for some up and downs in tuck. So I'm going to go from straight position down to tuck 3 times. Okay. Okay, not bad. All right, just watch that set back, and I'm going to talk to you about what I think. That actually looked better than I thought it was going to. I felt a little bit over the top, and my hands are a little bit cold, so the gripping is quite difficult. I've been working on this thing recently where when I'm upside down and I want my legs to come into the tuck position, I'd been scrunching them up into myself before. Because I was upside down, I was thinking about bringing my legs down. But this week I've been working on the idea of hinging at the hips like this, because I knew that for my leg to come down into the position, all I need to do is close that hip angle. But the sensation of it when I was upside down was quite different to what I expected it to do. Hey, pigeon. Hey, Pidge. Bro, I'm shooting a video here. Come. Okay, good. All right. Okay. But yeah, so this idea of hinging at the hip, and that's actually when I teach someone to do a handstand, like to kick into handstand, that's the first action that I teach them. So, well, it's not actually, I teach people to draw into their core. But once you've established that connection, then hinge at the hip, squat, push the leg, and that brings me up into the handstand. But what I've been working on in this tuck is if I try to hinge at the hip again and like mimic the action of hinging, and it actually really works, apparently, from what I've looked back at in the video. It's quite nice having you to talk to, actually. It takes my mind off the work a little bit. I just had a tear come into my eye because it is so emotional to be here on YouTube and sharing my experience with you. No, because it's windy, although I am very much enjoying myself, and I hope you're enjoying yourself too. I think you learn things about yourself when you do new stuff, don't you? I've learned that I'm extremely chatty. And I'm thinking that you guys are probably thinking, get on, do the handstands. I'm here for the premium acrobatic content, and you're just chatting the whole time. Okay, right, I am going to concentrate now. I'm going to do my third set, working on the hinging action, continuous sense of the floor underneath my hands, so I'm feeling the solidity of the floor, length and expansion through my shoulders, hinging action. Okay, let's have a go. Yeah, pretty good. Relax the back of the neck. Length. Ah, good. Okay, I really liked the control in that. I saw something when I went up to my last straight position that my hips kind of clicked into a really nice looking shape. So I wanted to see if I could kind of get a bit more of that going on, because the tuck was nice. Let's see if we can go really to a nice straight position. I think that's it. And I think that's it. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, let's have a look. Okay, I've not got loads of time left before I need to run over to Deptford and meet up with Jessica, my girlfriend, my lovely partner, who's doing a yoga session at the moment. She'll be finished in about half an hour, but I want to have I'm quite pleased with those tucks, so that's good. So I want to have a little look at my one arm transfers, Right, what have I, at the moment my transfer technique's quite good, and I know to get better I need some time in position. So what I'm going to focus on today, let's see if I can get 2 10-second holds on each arm, and then I'll finish up for today. When I say on the arm, I mean supported. I can't do one arm for 10 seconds yet. But let's have a look. I know my balance is good. Work the technique. Okay. Good catch. Good catch. Okay, let's have a look and see what that looks like. Oh. All right, I don't know if any of you are handstanders, but in my left arm transfer then, you can see in the video there's a bit where my feet kind of point and I do a little bit of a lean forwards. Now when I was actually doing that, that felt huge. I was like, oh my God, I'm falling over. It was like really dramatic feeling inside of my body, and I watched it back on the video and it was just so small. It's such a small movement. But it's actually quite good to see that, to watch it back, because even though it feels huge in my body for my hand, my one hand to catch my whole body falling like that feels like really big. Actually seeing that it's not really big is quite helpful for my mind, because I can logic that out. I can go, right, that feels huge, but I know I'm not falling. And actually the shape I got into after look quite nice. Gosh, those one-arm transfer positions, they look really, really nice. If I can just maintain that, if I could be doing that with arm away, that position would look gorgeous. So I really think it'll be good for me to just carry on working that position. Okay, last bit of work for today. I'm going to start on the left hand this time. So I always start on the right arm because it's easier and I like it, but I know I've got to do my work on my left arm as well. So let's have a go. Where am I? I think it's this one. Yeah, cool. I measured this all out before I began. Well, you guys know, you were here. All right, let's have a go. Feel the floor. Nice. One. Very good. Oh, not bad. Oh, let's see what's let's see where I fell over. Okay, so watching video back, it just looks like I'm really nice and still in the position, and then as soon as I released the arm, my hip started flying around all over the place, and that took me out. And honestly, at this point in my journey, I think it would just be that I need to keep them still and let myself fall. I can remember my first hand balancing teacher telling me that. A guy called Dan Lydiard, he said, you want to be falling out of your handstand and not trying to catch in the hips, not trying to catch in the shoulder. You have to let the hand learn to catch you. And I think that probably I was overcommitted to the idea of like doing a one arm. And so I started trying to manipulate around, whereas really my body can't quite do it yet on my hand. It's getting good, but I need to commit to the position and just let whatever happens happen. And I think that would have made a better one. I'm inclined to go and have another go. So yeah, I'm going to have another go with that philosophy, and let's see what happens. Wow. So it turned out what happened is I did the best one arm of my life. That's not bad. Thanks, Dan. That was a good tip. Okay, I'm going to leave my training session there. That's a very, very good note to finish on. In fact, that is the best possible note I could possibly finish on at any point in my life so far. That's literally the longest nicest position one arm I've ever held. That was literally it. You guys just saw it. That was the best moment I could leave my training on. So I am going to leave my training at that point. Thank you so much for coming along. This was a really, really enjoyable session. I loved running down here and sharing with you all the bits and talking a little bit about the art. That was fun. And this has been a really great training session. Now, I am a coach. This is Coach Jamie. And what I'm doing is I want to share my training with you. And what I hope you saw then was the process of how I coach myself through the session. Okay, now I have a lot of experience and knowledge with training acrobatic skills, or just training in general, training movement in the body. So I've got all of that at my disposal in my training session. So I can look back at my video and I can think of what my coaches have said to me. Like I said, I've worked with Dan Lydiard, I've worked with the London School of Hand Balance people up in Hampstead. My main hand balancing coach is Alona Zuraville. I haven't worked with her in a while, but she completely transformed my handstand journey. So if you get an opportunity to work with her, she's absolutely the one. But as you saw there, little bits come back. My knee. Little bits come back from different people that I've worked with at different stages in the session. And it sort of comes to me, I go like, right, in this situation, well, that happened. And then it's like, okay, well, they said to do that, so let's try that. And I hope that you can have seen how I actually improved what I was doing through the session by applying the coaching dip, and also by just changing the one thing. So like with my tucks, that's something in my foundation which I'm really working on at the moment, and I'm just working on that hinging action, And once I got that going quite nicely, I saw there was an opportunity to try and make that straight shape click into shape a little bit better. So I went and I tried that. And it gave me really good results today. But also, I haven't done loads. I've just done little bits, okay? So little bits and little and often. And at the moment, I'm training when I want to. And now I really want to train this stuff. So I end up training it quite often. But on a day where I don't want to train, or maybe it isn't right, I won't. You know, you really don't have to. You don't have to train. Now, obviously, that's kind of a strange thing to say, but like, you obviously have to do a lot of practice and a lot of training to get good at this stuff, but you don't have to train. You don't like have to fill a quota. It's so much more enjoyable when you do it this way, when you just sort of go with what feels really good and you really trust yourself. And it means that sometimes I go off and do things which aren't obviously to do with one-arm handstand, even though that's my main goal. But I've been doing a load of deadlifts with my girlfriend Jessica recently. Anyway, but yes, so I am a coach. So if you would like some help, then I am available for online coaching, in-person coaching here in London. I can help you with your gymnastics, with your calisthenics. If you want to learn a handstand or some pull-ups, something like that, that would be great. You can check out you can get in touch with me either through here. I've got a website, which is coachjamie.co.uk. I've got an Instagram, which is @_.coachjamie_. Communicate with me however you like. But beyond that, let's wrap up this video because this was really, really good fun. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, then like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff like this. And I hope that you have a really lovely, lovely rest of your day.